Stop running on empty. It's not good for you. Let's talk about it next. Welcome to the Giving a Purpose podcast, where we bridge the highs, the lows, the lessons learned through life's journey, and filling in the gap. I am your host, as always, Mr. LA. You already know what it is. It's a new week, fresh weekly episode to get your week started. Listen, man, I am glad you guys allow me into your homes, into your cars, wherever you're listening to the podcast, wherever you're enjoying it at each week. And I don't take that lightly. So I just want to say thank you. Also, I just want you to do me a favor, man. If you can, subscribe. Let somebody know. Share this with somebody, because you know it's good. So definitely do that. If it's something that you think is valuable, definitely share it on all major platforms, man. Follow me on my YouTube channel, Giving a Purpose Podcast. You can follow me also on IG, Mr. LA_2. That would be me. And Giving a Purpose Podcast also has its IG page as well. Listen, what I want to talk to you guys about today is being on empty. Listen, when I tell you I've spent a majority of my life doing things on empty, on E. You know what it is. Sometimes we may describe it as survival mode, just getting by. But I've done a lot of stuff on empty. Not pouring into myself, not being poured into, but just doing things on empty. And that's not how we should operate. When we operate in that, we're actually doing more damage to ourselves. That's why we get sick easily. That's why we have diseases, because we're always running on empty. We don't take time for ourselves. Now, I'm not saying that you have to go somewhere extravagant. We don't do vacations like we should. We don't take the time to invest in ourselves. And that's what I'm here for, to help you to learn to invest in yourself. That's why I am a self-investment coach. And so I want you guys to stop running on empty. Learn when it's right to fill your cup. All right. It's crazy because I was looking up stuff, because I know I've done it. I've got family, friends that have done it. How many of us have ran our car on E? Well, we just trying to either make it to the next time, or we don't know, but we're going to stretch. When that light comes on sometimes, man, I know, man, God rest her soul. Shout out to my god brother's mom, man, and my god brother, because he would do the same thing, man. I don't know how they did it, but when I tell you they would stretch E out, that light come on, we be, back in the day, we be riding on E. It's crazy. But I understand it at the same time, because I've done it. You know, there's times we've driven on E, right? But after a while, you know your car, and you know how far you can get on E. Man, the crazy thing about my car, man, I have a Nissan, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if everybody's Nissan does it, but my Nissan, when it gets to about maybe like 15 miles left, it just shuts off. It don't even tell me how many miles. So I gotta have some type of faith to know I'm gonna get to my destination. I gotta calculate the miles in my head. But it's crazy how we get used to it, or we have a sense of doing that. And that doesn't mean that it's something healthy and something that we need to do. So it's crazy, because I was looking this up, and what damage does this do to your car? So Crazy thing, man, that I read about, it says running out of fuel unexpectedly can also lead to dangerous loss of power steering and brakes or leaving you stranded. And that's powerful. Now I want to think about the times when you're running on E, and I want you to think about this emotionally, spiritually, and all those things. How many times have you been running on E and you've lost your way? Power of steering. Think about that. Where you're not in control anymore because you're just running on E and it's draining you. Think about the time it says loss of the power of brakes. Because you're so used to running on E, you don't know when to stop, or you can't stop, and you're just running on E. Also, it says leaving you stranded. Have you ever felt alone when you're running on E? When you're running on E, sometimes you feel like you've helped everybody else. It's like back in the day, I mean, even now, of course they do it, but it's like back in the day when somebody asks you for a ride and they don't offer you no gas money. And you running on E. You on E and you need some money for the petrol, and nobody's throwing any money at you, but they just want a ride. And then what happens is sometimes you can feel stranded, or you can feel alone, or you run out of gas and they're nowhere to be found. That's what's happening to us when we're running on empty. We don't need that. We don't need that. And that's not how we should operate. So I want you right now to start focusing on you. Focus on you for a little bit. And what I mean by that is pouring back into yourself. Get a checkup. Make sure all the cylinders and everything is running the way it's supposed to be. Make sure you're not running on empty. Because to be truthful with you, you're supposed to have that cup. God is supposed to pour into you, and it's supposed to overflow. And you know what you're supposed to give? From the overflow. That's where you're supposed to give from. You're supposed to give from that overflow. And when you start focusing on giving from the overflow, then you won't feel empty. And then you won't be running on cruise control on E. You won't be damaging your car. You won't be damaging your body and things that you don't know about because you're just so used to running on E. Let's not be empty anymore. Let's find a way to fill ourselves up. Get you some good word. Get you some good relaxation. Get you some meditation. If you have to go to therapy, if that's what you need to do to be filled back up. Get relationships around you that pour back into you. Don't let everybody drain you. All right, man. I hope that this blessed somebody. I hope that this was an opportunity to realize that you've been running on E and no more empty. Let's fill ourselves up. And now I need you to do the most important thing I need you to do all week. Make sure you live on purpose and make sure you live in purpose. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.